Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Clarity Code, a field of remembrance where emotion becomes intelligence. I'm Alicia, and I'm here with Priya Mani, the founder of Soul Crafted, and it is a platform to remember your original soul design. Welcome, Priya.
Hi, Alicia, and thank you for being here. And hello, everybody. So, before we get started, I just want to let you all know that this was actually supposed to be a live, okay? But then we had some technical challenges because of which both of us couldn't be on the live, and hence we decided we will record this session and we will put it up at the same time when we told you that we'll go live so that we are not missing on timelines. So, what I'm also trying to put across through this is that we're not looking for performance or perfection. We are here to convey a message, and that's exactly what we are going to do. Okay. Now, before we get started, if you are joining in from the very beginning of the session, then I would request all of you to take a deep breath, relax, come into your body, because tonight it's more than learning. Okay. Tonight, through the conversations that Alicia and I are going to have, it is going to be more like remembering what our original pattern is behind who we really are. Okay. And the reason why I say this is because um, we have gone through a lot of conditioning and patterning since the time we were young. And today we are going to explore what our original codes are. Okay. So that is why this show or this conversation is called the Clarity Code. Okay. So to give you some more information, you're not going to get answers of your question over here. Okay, and I know that sounds like a put off, but then you will understand what is the natural order behind all those chaos that we feel in our normal lives. Why are we like this? Why do we think like that? Why do we behave like this? Why do we shrink in some places? Why do we glow in some places? So we're going to understand the reason behind the chaos. And this is not like a one off episode. We are going to go live multiple times over weeks and months to come with different topics, everything with an intention of bringing you more clarity. Okay. So, the reason why Clarity Code came into existence is because when I work with multiple people, I sense that if somebody is confused in some part of their life,
Okay.
um, what they
Right.
feel is that that is the end of them. Okay, they feel that, oh, this is a punishment. Me getting confused about something is like me not capable, I'm not good enough, and
Mhm.
I'm dumb and all these things, okay? But through these conversations, I want to convey this message that the reason you're feeling confused is because there's a chaos, and that chaos will lead to your initiation more than it being a punishment, okay? So I want you to look at chaos in a different way now onwards, all right? And I think that is going to be so much more empowering for us. And clarity code primarily is to decode patterns of your emotions. Like I was saying before, why do I feel a certain way? Why do I think a certain way? So, this is to decode the patterns of our emotion. So, when we start decoding the patterns of our emotion, we understand the architecture of our inner world. And the more we understand the architecture of our inner world, the better it is for us to understand the why we are and the who we are and the what are we doing here types of questions.
So, Priya, as we both have been through a very long journey, we have been through so many frameworks. We have done a lot with psychology and other systems as well. Okay. So, coming back to clarity code, I have certain questions. So,
Mm,
it feels more of like it is not a mindset work. It is not a framework or a therapy method.
mhm,
It feels more of like an energetic or a
mm,
psychological decoding system
mm, mm,
that helps us read what's really happening beneath the emotions. And I personally feel like this is the most important thing
mm.
that is underrated, underestimated, because everybody hops on to the intellectual part of
Mm,
feeling.
mm. Yeah,
And the processing part, the emotional part is overlooked.
yeah.
So, would you say this is for people who keep on looping through same experiences, as we have been working with a lot of people in my personal circle as well? I have seen people like they know what is happening. Okay, they are going through the emotions. Okay, but they do not understand, or they're stuck. They're
Mm,
looping, and the same things are happening again and again.
mm,
Same type of experiences, lessons,
mm,
be it relationships.
mm. So,
I
so there,
might have,
yeah,
yeah, but yeah, I've been through a lot of burnouts as well.
yeah,
Okay. And other people that I see, they nowadays more of feels like an identity loss, a mass identity loss.
yeah.
Uh, yeah. So, how would you see it? Like, would you say this is for those people, clarity code?
There are two sects of people, okay? One of them who goes through that loop and who stays looping, who is not
Hmm.
aware that they are looping. What I
Okay.
mean by that is, see, we're not dumb people, right? We understand what is happening in our life. When some things happen over and over again, we might be thinking that, oh, why is this happening to me over and over again? But that's the end of it. I'm not trying to identify more as to why is this happening. I'm not getting into the root cause of it. So that is one category of people. The other category of people are those who are like, okay, this has happened to me in the past. This has happened multiple time in the past. So now I know that this is not random. I know that there is a reason behind this pattern. So clarity code is for those people who realizes that there is a pattern, one, there is a reason behind this pattern, two, and now you're in a place where you want to understand what is the reason behind this pattern. So you don't want to go through it again, and you are not doing nothing about it. Okay, like the category one who doesn't know that there is a solution or not, but now you're in a place where, okay, I know that this is happening for a reason. Because you see, there are so many people putting out so many content online. So there is one content which has been circulating for many years now, which says that you keep learning a lesson over and over again until you have not found a solution or you have not learned out of a particular situation. So that is a very common, I've seen it like multiple times. So people now understand that, okay, if I'm going through a pattern, there is a reason to it. I have to learn a lesson from it. But most of them don't know how to learn that lesson. Okay, so the clarity code is going to help you how to learn that lesson. So this is for people who has identified there is a pattern, this is not random, I need to learn to find a solution for this. So that is for whom clarity code is. Okay. Now, what we'll do through this conversation is I've like listed down four different codes of clarity. Okay, this is going to be the main part of this entire transmission, where I have listed down four different types of clarities, and we'll go into one by one, which, and these are the four scenarios or experiences that most of us can relate to. And the reason why I'm bringing these codes in the forefront is so that it's easier for you to be able to relate it with your life and see what kind of solution or answers come out of it. So, I don't want to make this conversation boring with respect to like a lecture. I want it to be like a activity based thing wherein you're also understanding and working on it as we are talking. Okay. So the first code is about the pattern beneath pain.
Okay.
So Alicia, I'm sure you have gone through situations wherein uh, something repeats over and over again, like a pain repeats because the signal hasn't been understood over and over again, right? So when these things happen, when like to take an example of this, okay?
It
L-
keeps on repeating in my life. I've seen
Yeah,
like
for
until I
example,
worked on it intentionally with you. Now it's been years together. Until I worked on that pattern and broke those patterns, the major issue that I was facing was to translate basically
mm,
those patterns.
mm,
Okay. And I feel like it is very important to understand, not only understand, but translation is different.
mm.
So, how do we begin seeing this pattern, Priya? I feel like everybody should have an idea of how they can see the pattern and how they can work on it.
I'll give you an example, okay? Let's say somebody who's gone through a heartbreak, okay?
Okay. Okay.
Or let's say somebody who has gone through some kind of failure in life. It can be failure with respect to education, or um, was doing really well in life, but for some reason things did not work out and then there was a downfall, okay? Or it could even be with respect to physical pains and aches and not being well, okay? So I just want to call it as bodily fatigue for now, but then what I mean by bodily fatigue is like you having bodily concerns and you have probably visited doctors, because I have worked with a lot of people like that. So people have aches and pains and problems and they have visited doctors and taken blood reports and tests and everything. Physically they're perfectly fine. Okay, but emotionally they're not, and that is why these pains occur. Now I'm going to speak on these lines, okay? So when we talk about these different things, it's the same energy that speaks through different forms, okay? It is pain at the end of the day, which is coming to you in the form of a heartbreak or a body fatigue or through failures in different aspects of your life. Now what we need to do is pause for a second to understand how do we feel in our body when we actually go through pain. Okay, for example, with me, when I went through pain, I used to have breathlessness, I used to have gut issues. Okay. And I used to have body aches, which are very unexplainable. All right. Now, when these things, and I'm not a person who's perfect or I haven't gone through shit. Okay. So, when I have gone through my own series of heartbreaks and failures, and it doesn't have to be like really big, it can be anything which makes you feel that I am not doing great in life. Okay. You feel certain bodily symptoms, and when
Hmm.
you don't bypass them, what I mean by bypass is when you don't say to yourself that, ah, it's okay, this will pass, literal bypass, okay? Or it's like, I don't know why I'm feeling these things. I think I need to go to a doctor. Or the feeling these things sends you into a mode of panic where you're like you're only focusing on the physical symptoms that you're having, but negating the emotional symptoms that you are feeling. Okay. These are all different ways in which your body actually speaks out to you and tells you that, hey, listen, you need to slow down. And you will have to break, like you said, you had to sit and decode these patterns. Now it's not always possible for you to decode these patterns, because come on, who has so much knowledge? We haven't been taught to decode our emotional patterns. That is why clarity code came into existence, that hey, you know what, we'll put everything in one place so that you understand, hey, these are the patterns that you feel when you have a heartbreak or when you are going through certain things in your life. These are the way your body is going to speak. This is the way your mind is going to speak. This is how the pain pattern repeats in your life. And if you are feeling any of these things, then this is what you need to do.
It feels more of like a navigation tool to me
It
when
is.
you read.
It is.
Okay. Yeah.
Because what we are going to do in what the main basis of clarity code is, one,
Hmm.
understand what is the pattern.
Okay.
Okay. Second is, what is the map behind that emotion?
Okay.
Or what is the
Yeah.
foundational map that is beneath that emotion? Okay.
Right.
Then we're going to understand what is the signals or the noises because of which this map is getting generated.
Hmm.
When you understand these things, then it becomes easier for you to come back into being coherent, or to understand this is the root cause, this is how the translation needs to happen. Because until and unless you don't understand the root cause, you cannot find a solution.
Yeah.
Because this is a very sad thing that is happening in the spiritual industry, wherein people are only going for love and light, wherein they don't understand what is the root cause beneath or behind why a person is feeling a certain way, and they just try to cover it up with some kind of affirmations or some kind of journaling work and rituals and remedies, which actually doesn't work, because all of these things are like putting bandage to a wound, and it's just a bandage, it's going to peel off, like it goes under the water twice and it is out, meaning it's not a permanent solution.
Hmm.
But everything that is
Right.
originated, or the reason why clarity code got originated in the first place, is to identify what is a solution. Okay.
Okay. So
Now,
when you were saying that it's
mm,
kind, it is kind of a GPS of the soul,
yeah,
right?
so the first
So,
part is,
you,
just one second, Alicia. So I just wanna say, when we spoke about code one, the pain, we are first identifying what are the patterns, okay, when we feel the pain,
Hmm.
okay. Then we are moving
Hmm.
into what you are asking me, which is
Yeah.
what is the map beneath that
Map
emotion.
beneath the
So
emotion.
that
Yeah.
map is our GPS, okay, which literally tells us that this is the emotion, and when emotion meets awareness, then what is it about?
Okay. Right. So I'm going to connect both of these. What I am understanding, and for our viewers as well, that decoding the patterns and identifying the map beneath the emotion will help us to have a better understanding of it is like multi-layered things,
Mm,
body fatigue, like you have mentioned,
mm,
right? And various other things that people are going through
mm.
because it is the same energy that is speaking through the different forms,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So we are um so to use different terminology,
Yeah.
if the first layer is to identify the pattern beneath the emotion, then the second layer is to understand what is that emotion, what awareness is that emotion connected to. Okay. That what I mean by that is every emotion point has an unmet rhythm.
Hmm.
You're feeling
Okay.
angry, not because you're feeling angry, is because you are sad about something. You're
Hmm.
sad about an expectation not being met.
Hmm. Right.
Okay.
Right.
So on the outside, you only see a person's anger,
Hmm.
right? So
Yeah.
let's say you're a short-tempered person. The people outside is only seeing your anger, but they're not trying to understand why is Alicia getting angry in the first place? What is the reason behind her being sad?
So there
What
is a lot
is
of emotional distortion in our conscious awareness and understanding. When a person is going through it, definitely they cannot identify by themselves. Like you are diving deep into and dissecting this.
mm,
All this is pointing to one word, that is clarity. So
mm.
it's a beautiful rhythm. Yep.
So, for example, I used to be a very angry person as a child. Okay. And
Hmm.
everybody was very upset that, oh, she's very short tempered. So I was made fun of that emotion. I was made fun of the way I was, thinking that that would not let me to behave that way. Okay.
Okay.
So when somebody is making fun of you, you actually shrink, right? And you don't want to behave that way anymore. But then the rebel side of it is you feel pain and you start behaving more of that way, right? You start getting more angry, you start creating a mess. But then if you think about that age of yours, so let's say like this is what I did to myself. Okay, so when I started working on my own work, on my inner work, I was like, okay, so I have been getting angry a lot, and my anger is bloody uncontrollable. Like I can take things and chuck at people. I have chucked at people as well, and I can break things as well. Like when I was probably 8 or 9 years old, when my mom used to yell at me and used to be so pissed, I would break pencils under the table. Okay. Now, the reason behind that emotion is that it was unmet expectation. Like I wanted my parents to understand me a certain way. I wanted my siblings to probably understand and make me feel a certain way, and that was not happening. Because that was not happening, it was coming out in the form of anger. So this is how we understand, okay, what is a map behind that emotion. Okay. Now, going to one level deeper where we are decoding, okay, why did this happen in the first place? Okay. Now, something that I have noticed and speak about a lot to my client is the difference between reaction and response.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, for example, and I've seen this happening, and I've seen this happening to the most conscious of people. That's the saddest part. Okay.
Yeah.
But anyways, I'm gonna give you an example. Let's
Okay.
say, let's say you are a parent, okay, and you're in the kitchen. You have a dinner party which you have arranged for, so you're busy cooking, okay.
Hmm.
Then your child comes to you and your child wants a hug,
Hmm.
okay, because the child is feeling however way they're feeling. And you, because you're very busy at what you're doing, you turn around and say, not right now, I really don't have the time for this,
Yeah.
which is a reaction, it's not a response. You might not have the time for it, but
Mm.
somebody else needs it for a reason. You do have time. So you've heard this a lot of times when people say, I don't have time, right? It's priority,
Yeah.
right? Right now, your priority is cooking because you have promised a delicious meal to whoever you're inviting. And hence, right now, I'm ignoring what my child wants. Okay. This is reaction. But when it comes to your response, I
Mm.
can turn this, gas off for 2 minutes. I
Yeah.
can turn around and ask my child, hey, what's up? Okay,
What?
you need a hug. Okay, I hug you, right? Okay, what's happening? Are you feeling all right? Yeah,
Mm.
I just want a hug from you because I was feeling whatever way. I'm
Mhm.
spending 2 minutes with that child to understand if they are in an emotionally good place. This is not pampering. This is not mollycoddling. Okay.
Mm.
This is just being there for the child. The child is not asking you for something. The child
Yeah.
is asking you for your time. Okay.
Mm.
So you're giving that 2 minutes to your child and like, you're okay. Okay, fine. So now I need to get back to this. Let me finish this. I'll come and I'll spend some time with you. Or let's connect over tea probably in some time, or why don't we have breakfast tomorrow together so that you can tell me what is happening to you. This is response.
Yeah.
Okay, so what you'll understand is you will understand what is your reaction and what is your response. Your reaction is the noise. Your response is the right signal that your body is sending you. Okay.
Mm.
So in stage three, you will be able to understand what emotional hygiene is, what discernment is, how to be, and all of these things.
Okay, right. So when you pointed these terms, discernment and emotional hygiene, so I feel like most of the people, let us clarify what emotional hygiene is actually.
Mm,
And I want to add on a question over here, like you have mentioned an example. So if I feel reactive in that state,
mm.
the circumstances that you have mentioned. So, how do I know if it's mine or collective? Because it is connected to emotional hygiene. Sometimes it feels like, let's say, I'm so overwhelmed, I'm not able to be in my present moment and use my discernment and respond. So, how
So,
do I know if it's mine or collective?
okay, so if you can make a mole out of a mountain,
Mhm.
okay, then know that it is collective,
Okay.
because that's a reaction. Okay, you're
Okay.
not able to contain you're not able to think clearly. You feel that the situation is bigger than you. You are not finding an anchoring
Mhm.
to be responsive in
Yeah.
that situation. So you know that okay, this is a collective. Okay, but let's say the minute you react, you feel that it is personal, you feel like, oh, I shouldn't have done this. Okay,
Mhm.
then know that it's it's very personal. If it contracts, so
Yeah.
from an energy point of view, if it escalates, then it is collective, but if it
Yeah.
contracts, then it is personal. Okay,
Person.
but it doesn't really matter, because irrespective of it, how can you get out of the stance is you actually breathe in,
Mhm.
calm down, and just get out of this. That's about it. Okay, if that is the best way in which you can,
Mhm.
I don't want to say regulate, because I'm not teaching you how to regulate your emotion, but that's the best way for you to get into a neutral ground for a minute for you to think.
Got it. Mm.
Okay.
Mhm.
Now, when you understand the dynamics of a particular emotion and the map behind it, and when you have sensed it and everything, now
Mhm.
it comes to the place where you're integrating it. So you have decoded what your emotion is, and now
Yeah.
you're integrating it. Okay. Most of the people feel that when integration happens, then there will be the sense of peace and all of those things. But it is
Mhm.
not that. Okay. When you integrate,
Yeah.
you get into a space where there is more understanding, there is more coherence, there is no confusion, there is more clarity.
Mm.
Okay, so that is what it is. So when you start understanding your patterns, your mind kind of stops chasing what you want.
Mhm.
For example, um, let's say I'm working towards let's say I'm a sports person and I'm working towards achieving X number of medals in a year. Okay,
Mm.
now I am filling myself in with this stress that I have to do it, I have to do it.
Yeah, the pressure.
Right. And
Mm.
I've also seen this example of, I think he was a car go-karting driver or somebody. I don't remember who this person was. It's a very old story or an example actually. So
Mhm.
before he would go on to his ride, he would say, I don't want to lose it. I don't want to lose this competition. Okay.
Mhm.
But what happens is that your mind is not capturing the don't word. So from that statement, I don't want to lose this competition. If I remove don't, it is I want to lose this competition.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
So he's putting in so much pressure on himself that he ends up losing the competition. Okay. So it is every little thing of how we are being, what are we saying, what are we doing, which is equal to the result. Okay. So the main agenda behind understanding the patterns is for our mind to stop chasing something and very magically let our field recalibrate. It's very,
Mm.
it's equal to Alicia. You remember there was a time. mm, wherein mm, wherein before you started your work and everything, you were very skeptical about what I want to do, how I want to do it, how I want to come
Yeah,
across, right? Which took a
totally.
toll on your physical body, right?
Yeah.
But then the minute you decided that, okay, I'm going to do it however way I want to do it, then your entire field recalibrated around what you want
Yeah.
to do, and then everything
Beautifully.
began to flow very easily, right?
Easily.
It doesn't mean that there are no challenges. There are still challenges, but then
Yeah.
you are now beyond those challenges. You are not letting those challenges consume you. You're not
Yeah.
chasing those challenges. You're working with, okay, so, okay, I understand these challenges are there, but I'm not going to pay too much attention on this. I will just sit down and do what I need to do.
Yes.
That is your mind not chasing, and that is your field recalibrating.
Really good. Yeah.
Okay. I want to take you through a small process and as a collective, the audience through a small process. So just close your eyes and take a nice deep breath in. I want you to feel your entire body, like all the way from your toes, ankles, calf, knees, your thighs, your pelvic basin, the abdomen, torso, upper torso, your shoulder blades, elbows, your arms, your neck, the head, the back of your head, the scalp. Breathe in and breathe out. Just observe your body for a few seconds. Every little part of your body. And when you start observing your body, you will feel if there is any dense energy anywhere. You'll feel that if there is confusion in any part of your body. That confusion would look like a heaviness. That confusion might look a little dark in color. And when you feel that, just take a nice deep breath in and allow that breath to go to that place wherever this emotion is there, wherever you're holding on to this confusion. What you're doing by doing this is that you are letting the emotion or the confusion know that you are recognizing it. So it's not going to get magically dissolved, but you're just letting it know that, okay, I recognize you. So you can tell that. So let's say you're feeling a little confusion. Alicia, I'm just going to scan your body and see if there's any confusion you're holding anywhere in your body. And I see a little stress behind your knees. So I'm just going to tell that area that, hey, we recognize you. We see you, we recognize you. Nice. Take a nice deep breath now and start coming back into your body. And open your eyes when you're ready. Hmm. So for everybody who went through this process, okay, you need to know that every time you got a random pain in your body, random, okay, it's not because you have fallen, it's not because you hurt yourself. No, it's like you go to sleep perfectly fine and you wake up with the random pain anywhere in your body. Know that it is your body asking for your attention, that part of your body asking for your attention, okay? So you don't have to apply balm. All you need to do is probably touch that part of your body and say, okay, I see, I sense that you're hurting. Okay. Tell me, what do you want me to do? So, this is, you will get to know eventually when you listen to us that there is no way that your body is supposed to be feeling ill. Okay. And there is a solution. There is beautiful ways to keep yourself healthy, and you don't need medicines for that. Okay, so just follow through with our conversations and you'll get to understand how these things work. But for now, I don't want to give you too much information and confuse you, but then just acknowledge the pain, acknowledge the attention that it is seeking. Know that you can recognize it, you feel it, because that is step one of it. Okay. Okay.
Yep. Okay, Priya. Now that you have beautifully elaborated, I thought like these codes were just liners. The way you have explained now, it makes more sense to
Mm,
me. Okay.
mm,
Uh, a question is popping in my mind. I'm sure that our users, they might be wondering as well.
mm.
How can someone use the clarity code in their daily life?
Mm, just like what I said before, so notice what repeats, okay? It can be
Yeah.
an emotion, it can be a language, it can be something that happens in your life over and over again, okay?
Mhm. Mhm.
Uh, and name it something without the story behind it. Okay.
Okay.
What I mean
Okay.
by that is, I've heard people say that this happens to me all the time.
Huh.
I might be unlucky or I might be like this. So don't, no, it's not because of any of those reasons. Okay. So name what the patterns is. Like, okay, I have gone through heartbreaks many times in my life.
Hmm.
That is naming the pattern. Okay. I have gone through situations where probably I'm at the best of my job, but every time just before I get my promotion, I would have switched the job.
Hmm.
Okay, it's as simple as that, right? So you're just naming the pattern. So identifying, first of all, noticing what repeats, then you name it without the storyline beneath it, and then you pause before the solution. What I mean by that is, when see the beauty of finding solutions is that you don't have to do 10,000 things for you to find solution. The minute you get clarity, like the minute I said that every time before I get a promotion, I put on my papers, okay, that means I'm in a hurry for something. So when you pause at that point, then you will be able to understand, okay, why am I doing this?
Hmm.
And like I said, we are very intelligent beings. We can identify what happens, why it happens, right? So, and this is my real life story. Like this putting down papers just before I got promotion, I've done it too many times. Okay, why? Because I'm in a hurry to find the best thing, and
Hmm.
because I'm in a hurry to find the best thing, I don't have enough patience. Because I don't have a lack of patience, I'm missing on the opportunities which probably the universe is just giving to me.
Mhm.
And because I am not having patience for those opportunities, I end up working way more than I'm supposed to for that promotion
Yeah.
4 years down the line that I would have probably gotten 2 years into my job. Okay. So
True that.
understanding this. So probably what everybody who's listening to this can do is for the next 3 or 4 days,
Mhm.
write one sentence when the emotion rises. Okay. For example, let's say an emotion rises and you have noticed this emotion rising within you.
Mhm.
You just writing, why is this pattern or what is this pattern teaching me? Not why is this happening to me, okay? Why is only going to give you more reasons. You're going to find
Yeah.
more reasons to put yourself down, okay?
Mm.
So just ask yourself, okay, what is this trying to teach me?
Right.
So, I think we have reached at the end of our segment. So I want to just close it by saying that understand that clarity isn't clarity isn't something that's like far away. Okay. It is just what it is. It is the truth. So when you stop fearing problems, then you will start remembering why are things happening. Okay. And that is the breakthrough.
Yeah, that I think that has cleared a lot of fog because so many things they are aligned. Right. So, if this transmission resonated with you guys, we will be opening deeper spaces now onwards. And the Clarity Code journey is a 3-hour journey to help you identify where there is a confusion and how to get clarity for those areas of your life. Okay. So, in order to register for the same, there is a link in the description of this video. And also, we work on inner and outer grids and join our next live on, I guess it is on 22nd of November, right?
Yeah, it is. So this is for everybody out there. So Alicia and I, we work on inner and outer grid. Inner grid is all the, confusions and clarities that we need. It's with respect to our emotions and our emotional well-being and sort. Similarly, we work on the outer grids, which is more on the lines of Earth's nervous system. So we do arrange conversions and so on and so forth. But then the beauty of what we are going to do now is, we're like kind of shy people. So we used to work in our own little circles of sorts. But now we are going to go live because we get this feeling that we need to talk about it because the
Yeah.
work that we do is very beautiful and there is no point if we don't put ourselves out there. So we
Yeah.
are putting ourselves out there. So one request from all of you guys who are watching is encourage us because we need it at this point in time. Okay, if you resonate with this conversation, share it with somebody who might use it. Okay, who for whom this might be beneficial. And if
Yes.
you feel that okay, this conversation was helpful, I probably want to dig deeper into this, then click on that link and go register for the Clarity Code journey, which is a 3-hour journey. I think it's probably happening on the 29th of November,
Yeah.
and it's for 3 hours. You will get so much of understanding that you will go back home clear, okay, as to how you're feeling. So that is what we want to put across, bring across to you guys. And like I told you earlier, this was supposed to be a live, but this couldn't be a live. So
Yeah.
if you have any questions after listening to us, drop it in the comments and we will answer your questions. All right. So that's about it for today. Alicia, thank you so much for coming in and, chewing my brains and bringing all these things out. And thank you guys for listening to it, understanding, and being part of this journey. So thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.